Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, a new collection in 2022 and for SAAT Tahsili, and let's start together. First example or first question, to give me a triangle ABC, and in this triangle I have the vertex angle, its measure is equal to 60, and one of the angles is 125. And notice that DE is parallel to BC. In geometry, it's very important that you add the given into the graph. So DE is parallel to BC. And since I have a given parallel, so I have corresponding angles or alternate angles. So angle AED is equal to angle ACB, angle ADE is equal to the angle ABC. Okay, measure of angle A is 60 and measure of angle DEC is 125. What is the measure of the angle B? Is looking for the angle B, which is equal to the angle D. I know that the whole measure of this angle is equal to 180. So this angle, which is angle AED, is equal to 180 minus 125. 10 minus 5 is 5. 7 minus 2 is 5, so it's 55. So inside this triangle, which is the triangle ADE, the vertex angle is 60, one of the angles 55, and the total sum is 180. 60 and 55 is equal to 125, so it's equal to 125 minus 60, which is equal to 65. The answer I just solved it is take more than 1 minute from your time. And for a good students, they know that if you have a triangle and this angle is an exterior angle, it's equal to the sum of the two interior angles non-adjacent to it. So instead of finding this angle and then go on back and find this angle, he can say that the sum of these two angles is equal to 125. So measure of angle D here is equal to 125 minus 60, which is equal to 65 directly in one step. So you can solve it in one step directly, or you can do the interior and the exterior angle as I did at the beginning. Second example. In the opposite figure, ABC is an equilateral, and the equilateral triangle means all sides are equal, and all angles, each angle is equal to 60 degrees. Segment DC is equal to 5 inches. So since this is 5, so this is 5. What is the length of AD? I'm looking for AD. So let's draw this triangle outside. This angle is equal to 60, right angle triangle, so the top angle is equal to 30, this side is 5, this side is 10. Side opposite to the angle 30 is half the length of the hypotenuse. And the side opposite to the angle 60 is equal to the side opposite to the 30 multiplied by root 3. And this is a special triangle, 30, 60, 90. And you should, before you go to your Tahsili test, to understand well the two special triangles, 30, 60, 90, and 45, 45, 90 triangle. So length of the hypotenuse here is 5 root 3. And by the way, you can solve it by Pythagorean. Says that if this side is h, for example, saying that h squared plus 5 squared is equal to 10 squared. So h squared is equal 100 minus 25, which is 75. So h is equal root of 75, which is 5 root 3. So this is another method. So you can use the special triangle, or you can use Pythagorean theorem. The one that suits you and decrease the amount of time you need, you can use and solve with it. Regarding question 3, which statement is true for a line that passes through the point -2 and 4, 3 and 4? As we can notice that he's speaking about the slope of these lines. And we know that the slope is equal y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So slope is equal 4 minus 4 over 3 minus -2. So it's equal to 0 over 5, which is equal to 0. So the slope is equal to 0. So the answer is D. The rule of the slope, you should copy it and memorize it in your mind. Line L and the line K are perpendicular. In case of two perpendicular lines, the product of their slope is equal to -1. One of them is negative reciprocal of the other. The line L has a slope 3, So the slope of the line K should be -1/3. Negative reciprocal. I flip and I change the sign. And the 0.5 and 8, 2 and y lies on the line K. What the value of y? So y minus 8, which is y2 minus y1, over 2 minus 5 is equal to -1/3. Y minus 8 is equal to -1. 2 minus 5 is -3. What if I change this sign to -3 down? So I will have the same denominator. And y minus 8 is equal to 1. So y is equal to 1. Try to follow the steps that I'm using while I'm solving, so you will decrease the amount of time and you will solve faster. The examiner in the SAAT is not looking for the steps of working, as he is looking for the right answer. So try to be smart. Question number 5, the point B, 5 and 3 is the image of the point A, 3 and 5 by reflection about the point P, 5 and 3 is the image of the point 3 and 5 by reflection. And as you can see here, I add for you the rules of reflections about a point. If the point is x and y, reflection about y equal x, give me the flip of the point. So y and x, I flip the point. About y equal -x, I flip the point and I change the sign. In case of x-axis or y is equal 0, notice that the x-axis, its equation y is equal 0. And the y-axis, its equation is equal 0. In this case, reflection about the x-axis, I'm changing the y. And I mean by changing the y, if it's positive, become negative. If it's negative, become positive. And change of y-axis or reflect about the y-axis, you change the x. So we can see that 5, 3 is flipped to 3 and 5. So I just flipped. I didn't change any sign. So the straight line y is equal x. The straight line y is equal x. Question number 6. The point, I don't know where I can keep my picture. The point B, 5 and -3 is the image of the point 3 and 5. So where is the original? The original is A, 3 and 5. Its image is B, 5 and -3. So I did two things. I flipped them and I changed the sign of the x. So this is rotation. This is what? Rotation. Here I add for you the rules for the rotation. If the point x and y and you flip and change the first, which is y, this is 90 degrees and this is anti-clockwise. 180 is the same. Clockwise and anti-clockwise, just flip and change the sign. You don't flip, but you change the sign. And if you flip and change the sign of x, as what happened here, this is 270 degrees. 270 degrees. And I mean by 270 degrees that the angle anti-clockwise. So it's moved like this. Anti-clockwise. 290 is the same as negative. 270 is the same as -90. The same as -90. Of course, 360 will give you the same point. Question number 7. What is the value of sine 300? Not 30, sine 300. Of course, you are not going to copy in your mind 300 and 270 and 330, 215, 225, and so on. So this is, we called it a reference angle. We know that 300 lies in the 4th quadrant. And according to ASTC, the value of the sign in the 4th quadrant is negative. So I'm going to cancel C and I'm going to cancel A. The answer is B or D. And this is what I told you about the 25-50% percentage of answer. So 300 lies in the 4th and the cosine the only positive. What is the reference angle to 300? It means what the angle I added to 300 to be 360. Because it lies in the 4th, the angle 60. So you are solving these questions and you are figure out the answer of negative sine 60. So it's negative √3/2. So the right answer is B. Right answer is B. Another example. What is the value of cosine 420? And 420 is greater than 360. So the first step that I'm going to subtract 360 from 420 is 60. So this one the same as cosine 60. And cosine 60 is equal to sine 30. And as we said before, that sine 30 is equal to half. So the right answer is equal to 1 over 2. Question number 9. What the value of 2 sine cosine? 2 sine cosine. 2 sine cosine is the same as cosine twice the angle. So it's the same as sine 30 to multiply 15, and sine 30 is equal to half. So even before I choose, I given you or represent for you the choices, I should be ready with the answers. This is a rule for doubling the angle. 2 sine cosine, the same as sine twice the angle. So the right answer is C. The right answer is C. Double the 15 is 30. Question number 10. What is the value of sine 15 itself? Is it root 6 plus root 2 over 4? Is it root 6 minus root 2 over 4? Is it half? Is it root over 2? Of course, it's not half. It's not root 3 over 2. Of course. But I can say that sine 15 is equal to sine 60 minus 45. I know some students who can copy this in their mind. And sine cosine is the same as sine 60 cosine 45 minus sine 45 cosine 60. So it's equal root 3 over 2 multiply root 2 over 2 minus root 2 over 2 multiplied by cosine 60. And if you find a little difficulty in solving these questions, you can go back to the trigonometry lesson and you will find in details all the answer of these kind of questions. So it's root 6 over 4 minus root 2 over 4. So directly it's minus. So the answer is B. Mr. Shem, do I have to do that all? If you don't know what is sine 15, you have to do that all. Or you are going to lose the question. If sine the angle is 3 over 5, and we can notice that sine of the angle here is positive, and the angle lies in the second quadrant, so the angle is here. And what is the tan? According to ASTC, all is positive, sine is positive, tan is positive, cosine is positive. You can figure out that the tan here is negative. So I'm going to cancel C, I'm going to cancel A. So let's draw the angle. Sine is equal opposite over hypotenuse. So you draw an angle, theta, opposite hypotenuse. So of course the adjacent is 4. So it's negative 4 because it's in the negative direction for its axis. So the tan of an angle is equal to opposite over adjacent. So the opposite is still 3. So I'm sure that the right answer is D. Directly, without graphing, without doing anything. But if you wanted to follow the graph, it's a 3 over negative 4. So it's negative 3 over 4. Negative 3 over 4. Question number 12. The tan is negative and it lies in the second quadrant. So what is the sign? So the sign is not negative. Why? Because it's in the second quadrant, and in the second quadrant, the sign is positive. So here is the angle. Tan is opposite adjacent. So this is 5. So 3 over 5. 3 over 5. And you may say that this is the opposite. This is the adjacent. And the sign is opposite over hypotenuse. So it should be the value 3. And here is the value 3. Directly, without any basics or sketching. From just knowing the SAAT rule. SAAT rule. Question number 13. Find the value of sine multiply sec multiply cotan. Sine multiply sec multiply cotan. This is sine, I can't change it, but sec can be written as 1 over cosine, and cotan can be written as cosine over sine. Multiplying, so I can cancel. I can't cancel, so the answer is 1. So the right answer is 1. So this is only by using the definition of trigonometric functions. Question 14, and it's a little bit difficult and easy question. He's asking about the 9th term of x plus 1 all to the power of 10. And I know in the binomial expansion that the power of 10 will give me 11 terms. 11 what? Terms. So here is the 9th term, 10th term, 11th term. Notice that I didn't show you the choices because I want from you to think with me first. The last term is taking 1 to the power of 10 and 1 to the power of 9 and 1 to the power of 8, and doesn't matter because it's 1, the second term. But the first term starts with x power 10, then x power 9, x power 8. So from back, there is no x here, but here is x power 1, x power 2, and then the coefficient of the binomial. So if you have the choices, it will give you only one term that have x power 2. And this is usually what is done in the tahsili. Just, you know the idea, you know how to figure out the coefficient of x, you don't have to calculate the value. So how I calculate it, I have 11 terms, last term doesn't have x, so the term before it, which is the 10th term, have x power 1, so the term before it have x power 2. And because x is going descendingly from 10 till x power 0 in 11 terms. So of course it will not be 8 or 6 or 7 because they will be in the middle of the expansion. Question 15. The equation curve of the function g of x by shifting the function f of x is equal absolute value of x, and the parent function of the absolute value is letter v. Parent functions is the absolute value of the letter v. This is y is equal 0. X is equal 0, y-axis. Here is the x-axis. I want to shift 3 units up, then 4 units to the right. When I shift 3 units up and 4 units to the right, it seems that the vertex here will be 3 and 4. No, 4 and 3. So the change on x will be 4, but the change of y will be 3. This is called transformation of a function. Okay, the center at the first one is 4 and 3, but the center in the second one is negative 4 and 3. Center of the third one is 4 and negative 3. Center of the fourth one is negative 4 and negative 3. So the right answer is A. This is by using the vertex. So the first method here, I'm going to represent it for you by using the vertex. Second method, any change up or down, it's outside the function. Positive 3, it means up. Negative 3, it means down. So I'm going to cancel C and D. And then when I'm moving to the right of the x-axis, I'm flip the answer, the sign. So moving to the right, it's not positive, it's negative. It's negative. So you can solve it by one of two methods, by using transformation, up and down, left and right, or by using the vertex. And in case of you have a function f of x equal x plus a plus b, the vertex of this is negative a and b. Just to put it in your mind, and it will be helpful for you in solving the next one. Question number 16. The equation of the curve for this function g of h shifting this function by 3 down and 4 units up. 3 down, it means that the function all minus 3. And 4 units to the left, it means that this x is x plus 4. Left means positive. It's left on the graph. Actually, it's here. No, negative 3 and 4 is here. Yeah, right. Negative 3 and 4 is here. So it's absolute value of x plus 4 and then minus 3. So the right answer is D. Another example for transformation. The equation of the curve of the function is shifting the function by reflection about the y-axis. You have two methods for reflection. If you have a function f of x, you have a function f of negative x, and you have a function negative f of x. If the negative outside, it means that you are changing the y, so this is reflection about x-axis. And if you have inside, it means that you're going to change the sign of x. This is reflection about y-axis. So I want y-axis, so I want this one. So I'm going to change the sign of x. And when I'm changing the sign of x, it's absolute value of negative x. So the right answer is A. So in the last three examples, I revised for you reflection, okay, about the x-axis and y-axis, and translation, up and down, right and left. This is called transformation of a function. Another example for a transformation is combine, or yes, it's a combine between two transformations. This one is a translation 4 units to the right and reflection about the x-axis. We know that reflection about the x-axis is negative f of x. 4 units up, it means that 4 units to the right, sorry, to the right, it means f of x minus 4. So if it was absolute value of x, it's going to be negative outside, and then inside x minus 4. So the right answer is A. The right answer is A. An arithmetic sequence, its 9th term is 76 and its 10th term is 83. What is the first term? As we notice, I have a choices 27, 20, 13, and 7. 9th term, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9th term is here, 76. And the one after it is 83. Okay, so the difference between them will give me the common difference, the one that I'm adding or subtracting each time. From 76 to 83, I add 7. So every time I am adding 7. Okay, so I can go back 7, 7, 7, 7, 7 to check what is the answer, or I can use the rule of the unit that U9 is equal A plus N minus 1 times D. D is the common difference, which is 7. N is the 9th term, and 9 minus 1 is 8. Plus A is equal U9, which is 76. So 76 is equal A plus 8 by 7, 56. 56 minus 76, so A is equal to 20. So you can start by writing 76, go down minus. This is the 8, minus 7, minus 7, minus 7, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you will figure out that this is 20, but it will take a lot of time. If you can remember the rule for the nth term of an arithmetic sequences, you can plug it directly. What is the sum of an arithmetic sequence? If the first term is 3, so A is equal to 3, and the last term is 21, L is 21, and the number of terms is 10, N is equal to 10. So you should remember what is the rule for the sum of the arithmetic sequences. Sn is equal n over 2, first term plus last term. So it's 10 terms divided by 2, 3 and 21. So 10 over 2 is 5, and 3 plus 21 is 24, and 5 times 24 is 120. So the right answer is C. So the last question, I used the rule for the arithmetic term, nth term of an arithmetic sequence, and in these questions I used how to find the sum of a specific number or a particular number of terms in the arithmetic sequence. Question 21. What is the sum of infinite geometric sequence if the first term is 5 and the common ratio is 5? Sum of infinite geometric sequence is S infinity, and S infinity is equal A over 1 minus R. A is the first term over 1 minus half. So it's a 5 divided by half, 2 move up, so it's 5 by 2, which is equal to 10. And this is also one of the rules in the sequence that you should put it in your mind, rule for the sum of the infinite terms of geometric sequence. S infinity equal A over 1 minus R. Where is A? Is the first term. Where is R? Is the common ratio. R is the common ratio. Question 22. What is the geometric mean between the two numbers, -3 and -12? We didn't study the geometric mean while we were solving, but you need to understand that the geometric mean of an arithmetic sequence, x is equal positive and negative root the product of the two numbers. Geometric mean is equal positive and negative root of A over B, A times B. What the meaning of geometric mean? Mean that you have a ratio between A, X, and B. If you have three terms, A, X, and B, and these three terms represent a geometric sequence, so X over A equal B over X, X over A equal B over X. So X squared is equal AB. And if it's a positive geometric series, so X is equal root, or the positive root, not the negative root, of the product of A and B. So X is equal root of AB. So X is equal root of -3 multiply -12, which is root of 36. So X is equal to 6. So we have something which called geometric mean. And the geometric mean, as we can see to the right, the rule is X is equal root of the product of the two values. Okay, the three values represent the first three terms of a geometric series. Question 23. What is the arithmetic mean? So we have geometric and the arithmetic. Arithmetic mean the same as the average. Same as the average mean. And the average mean between two numbers is the sum of the two numbers divided by 2. So it's a 14. I don't know what's happening. So it's a 14 over 2, which is equal to 7. So the arithmetic mean is equal to 7. So geometric mean is root, the product of the two numbers, but the arithmetic mean is the average, or the half the sum of the two numbers. Question 24. In the sequence 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, what is the sum of the first 500 terms? What the sum of the first 500 terms? But I wanted to add 3 500 times. So I add 3 500 times, the same as 5 multiplied 3. No, it's the same as 500 multiplied by 3, which is 1500. So the right answer is B. This is called a recurring series. Question 25. The function f of x is equal absolute value of x is increasing in which interval? If you know the parent function root x and how to graph it, you will identify the answer. The absolute value graph is letter V that passing through the origin. So when is this function decreasing? From here to there, and then increasing. From 0 to what? To infinity. So this function is increasing from 0 to what? From 0 to infinity. From 0 to infinity, but infinity on the y-axis? No, on the x-axis. This value. When x increase, the value is increased. The second one is when the function decreasing. So as we did, here is the function, it decrease, it means that you are going from the left to the right. So to go down from negative infinity to 0. So this function is decreasing from negative infinity to 0. Question 27. F of x is equal to 2 power x is increasing in which interval? You should know the sketching of 2 power x. Here is the sketching of 2 power x. Passing through the point 0 and 1. It will approach the x-axis, but it will never touch the x-axis. When x increase here, the curve is increase up. And when x decrease, I can't see any decreasing, right? So the function is all increasing, or the value of x. So the function is increasing in all the interval, all the real numbers. Once x is increased, the function is increased. What do you expect for question 28? The function is decreasing. So no way. Nowhere, no way. No way this function will be decreasing, because it's open upward and moving. It's a curve moving upward till infinity. So there is nowhere this function is decreasing. Question 29. What the center of the circle whose center is x minus 2, whose equation x minus 2 squared plus y squared is equal to 25? Yes, very good. 0 and 2. Why? Because this is in the form So H and K is the center. And there is no K here, so it's equal to 0. I did a mistake. It's 2 and 0. Change the number beside X with the number of Y. Question 30. What is the circle equation whose center -2 and 1 and whose radius is equal to √5? Whose radius is equal to what? To √5. So X minus H. So X minus, this one is negative, so it becomes positive. Y minus 1 is equal to R squared, which is √5 squared. And √5 squared is 5. So the answer is C. Of course, the answer is not negative. Okay, and of course, it's not 25. So directly, I can say that its answer is D. Question 31. This is the one I'm talking about. Look at the given figure. What kind of the equation A, x squared minus 2xy plus 4 squared minus 8x is equal to 10? I added for you the rule here. This is a common question in Tahsil. I give you equation, as you can see, and you wanted to decide, is it a parabola or hyperbola? If one of A or C, if y squared does not exist, or x squared does not exist, so this will be parabola. If one of them is not exist, it's a parabola. So it's not a parabola. And if both of them are equal in coefficient, but the coefficient here is 1 and the coefficient here is 4, it's a circle, so it's not a circle. If the product of the two numbers, 4 and 1, if the product of 4 and 1 is positive, so it's ellipse. But if the product is negative, it's a hyperbola. Again, of course, in the test, it will not give you the rule. What did this equation represent? Is it parabola, ellipse, hyperbola, or circle? Of course, it's not a circle. Why? Because the coefficient of x squared here is 1, but the coefficient of y squared here is -4. So they are not the same. So it's not a circle. And both of them, x squared and y squared, exist. So it's not a parabola, right? So it's an ellipse or hyperbola. What the product of -4 and 1? -4 multiplied by 1 is equal to -4. So it's negative. So in this case, it's a hyperbola. So this equation only represents a hyperbola. Okay? Okay. Question 33. If a two interior angles of a triangle are 110 and 40, which angle from this cannot be exterior angle? Let's imagine that you have a triangle. One of its angle is 110 and this angle is 40. Of course, the third angle is 30. Okay? Exterior angle. The exterior angle here is 70. Exterior angle here is 140. Exterior angle here is 150. So which one of them cannot be the exterior angle? I think 160. Yes, because the interior 30, 110, and 140. This is direct substitution for the direct angle, exterior angle. (34) What is the triangle area if its base is x plus 1 and its height is x minus 3? Triangle area. And as we can see, what it is? How I will solve something like this? Very easy. Area of the triangle is equal half base by height. So it's a half. Base just need to be simplified. So I need to factorize down. Multiply the height. Factorize down, last sign is negative, so one is positive, other is negative. Two numbers, the product is 3 and the difference is 2, it's 3 and 1. The greatest 3, take the sign of the middle. I have a short lesson for factorized trinomial. You can go back to my channel to check it if you have a problem with factorization. By canceling, give me 1, and half times 1 is half. So the question looked difficult, but the key of solving the questions is factorization. Apply the angle between them. So this side 3, this side 4, the angle between them is 30. So area is equal half by 3 by 4 by sine 30, and sine 30 is half, so it's half by 12 by half, so which is quarter 12, and quarter 12 is equal to 3. So the area is equal to 3.